Left-wing billionaire George Soros and his son, Alex Soros, handed over $250,000 to their leftist candidate of choice to get him elected as governor of Florida. Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum is the happy recipient. George and Alex Soros are residents of New York, but their goal is to control the elections throughout the country to turn the United States into a permanent progressive one-party nation. George Soros is influencing elections at the local, state, national and international levels. He is also influencing district attorney races, like the one in Philadelphia where a hard-left loony just fired a third of his staff so he can create his utopian law enforcement agency. There are many others, and Soros's leftists win many of the races. Via Daily Caller. In one such instance, Soros poured $600,000 into the Houston district attorney's race last fall. Soros initially gave $100,000 to Morris Overstreet, a former judge who was the first African American elected to a statewide office in Texas history. Overstreet's Democratic primary opponent, Kim Ogg, called Soros' influx of cash a last-minute money dump to try to buy the nomination. Ogg won the Democratic primary and later the general election, thanks in part to her own last-minute money dump from Soros, who spent $500,000 on ads supporting Ogg. Soon after she was sworn in, Ogg moved to decriminalize small amounts of marijuana, placing her at odds with U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions' call for stricter enforcement of the nation's drug laws. Soros spent more than $7 million influencing local prosecutorial races in 2015 and 2016, The Washington Times reported. Soros and his family have a plan to use mass migration and transformation of religious congregations to create his permanent progressive majority. It's part of his plan for a new America. Soros is behind control of the media, social media, and affecting elections on the local, state, national level to transform the country into a permanent progressive majority. There is no question social media is censoring all of the right out of existence. He used Black Lives Matter to do his bidding. A leaked memo shows he wants a federal police force, and Black Lives Matter is his key to accomplishing that. In leaked emails, the Soros minions at Open Society Foundations admit they are poised to create a permanent progressive majority. Progressives are poised to take over every level of government, and if their candidate is elected, the United States will be unrecognizable at the end of 4 years. The Obama legacy was to have Hillary continue turning us into a statist nation without a Bill of Rights. The delete keys have been pressed on the First and Second Amendments for the last decade, and the statists have been open about it. As we can see in email 10547, the progressives will create a robust media echo chamber. They seek a permanent progressive infrastructure that will break through the clutter of the modern media environment with a progressive message which requires repetition of common themes from different sources organized by a central apparatus. That is the organizing task of progressive media. The progressives will become the core, requiring all others to repeat their message over and over. They often leave no fingerprints.